Hi there, welcome back. I think ever since FC Mobile released, one of our biggest complaints at the very beginning was of course the rank up system, and even though they did fix it with the universal rank up players, a big issue that is currently there in the game, and no, this is not something that EA planned, is the fact that if you have a very well trained up to level 30-25 trained player and then you decide for some reason Riken is not that great anymore, so I want to sell my Riken, what you have to do is you have to sacrifice all those 15s and 20 level trainings that you did, and then when you buy a new player you have to start over, which means the lack of training transfers. Now, up until this point, we didn't really see much from EA regarding training transfers. There were no news, no updates, and after they dropped the universal rank up players, they kind of dipped. But now, with the new database updates, we have finally seen some hope. But before we see that today, first off, of course, later in the day today, in a few hours, we have an official Heroes live stream, the new main event that is coming through, and of course, we'll watch it together in another mass live after that. So tune in IST 12:15 and also BDT 12:45. Let's see what Heroes brings for us. What are the new cards, what are the new events like, and of course what is that Volar exchange like. But with that out of the way, let's just quickly jump into our first major leak regarding training transfers. Yes, this is a database of every single currency, every single token that is always there. This comes from Sapurit, so again credit to Sapurit as always, and you know when Sapurit adds something, that does always end up coming in the game. This time though, I want to draw your attention to number one, the retirement enhanced material, which is right beside our training transfer. See how these two look very similar, and in fact this retirement is a concept that we never saw in the game. This is the first we are seeing something called retirement enhancing. So in FC Mobile DB we finally have a new token which is very similar to our old training transfer token, in fact identical if you look at the art right here. But these are not the only two tokens that got added. But before I show you the other two, another very interesting thing that we saw in this new update was the addition of new attributes, and in fact Minus FC Mobile did a great job compiling every single new attribute that got added. So if you remember, now our newer Mathaus like cards have second wind, which is a great new trait or an attribute. Following this though, we also have these ones which are yet to be seen in a player but are expected to come with the new heroes. Now if we go through all of these very slowly, you'll see some of these are kind of familiar with us, like bicycle kicks. We are finally going to see a trait which makes it more likely for a card to be able to hit a bicycle kick, which is again amazing. I love my heroes cards to go ahead and hit like huge bicycles. Apart from this though, another one that I really like here is the fancy feet. Now anything that is regarding the skill moves and all really attracts my attention, but there is fancy feet. Along with that, we have driven pass and diving header, which are very attack oriented traits, so we are more likely to hit great driven passes with players. So this is basically like a center mid trait, a great trait for a center mid through balls. Fancy flicks is a very interesting one. But in terms of fancy flicks, if you see the description, actually you'll see you can perform highly difficult touches. So this makes it easier for you to hit better skill moves, something like a heel to heel and retain ball control. So this is a great ball control trick that we have. Another one that I would love to draw your attention to is the swerve pass and the stutter penalty. So if you see the stutter penalty here, this is something we had in the last game too, where we can hit a penalty something like this, a little bit of a pause and then a penalty. We have been missing this for quite a while. So if a card has that stutter penalty trait, they can hit this. Credit to Madridista. Now of course I haven't talked about the acrobatic clearances, the argues with officials, crowd favorites, especially because these are just, AI traits. So in the game we won't really see them much in action. It's just some AI action which might get activated at any point. But definitely with the new traits, with the new training transfer item added back, let me show you the last two currencies that we see here, and these look way more promising. The reason for that being that this new token that you see here, retirement rank up material 1, looks basically like an upgraded version of the training transfer token that we already have. See, it's very unlikely for EA to reintroduce the same graphic twice. They don't really do that. But what they do is, even if you look at the new tokens, new currencies here, they reintroduce old things with new graphics. So this looks like a new training transfer item graphic. We never had this, by the way, in the older game. Never had this graphic and this graphic. And if you see here, this retirement enhanced material is the same as our older retirement enhanced material that we saw above, just with a new shinier graphic. So again, very, very promising. It looks like that EA is finally considering adding the new tokens back in, and I am very, very hopeful, because honestly, training is one thing that has held back this game for quite a long time. Like, the reason why we cannot recommend selling cards after you have trained them up, or even training cards up to a certain level now, is simply because training means selling these cards is a huge loss. You spend around like 5-6 million just training cards up to 20. Getting these will be a huge win for us. But another win that we are looking forward to this week is, of course, our new Heroes event. Say, TOTY, whatever you say about it, exchanges have been great. We already know way too many exchanges coming in Heroes. A new Volar card that I am absolutely not looking forward to facing. But more importantly, opportunities for us to make some more coin balance. We will look forward to this week. I will look forward to having you in a few hours in the next Mask Live after that. Don't forget your coffee. Don't forget waiting for Antoine and Tat. Before we end today, I'll show you one very, very nice looking concept that sums up Heroes pretty well. And here we go. This one comes courtesy of Alonso FC Mobile, and extremely well done card art right here. Actually, the card art got leaked by EA just a few days back when they were announcing the event, So we are expecting these cards, 95s, 96. We already know the overalls are not going to increase that much. What we want to know is how affordable is this new 95 Volar card. But as always, thanks for watching. I will catch you in a few hours actually. Bye bye.